What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in as always. Today I want to talk to you about the closer's mentality, the same mentality that helped me in sales and in business over the past decade across 7 different industries, and it's also helped me generate over $56 million for clients and people that I've partnered with, and I want to share that with you. And it's something that you're going to be able to apply to your sales career, to your business, whether you're a salesperson or an entrepreneur. It's something that's going to serve every single person. And listen, even if you're not in sales or business, sales is a part of everyday life. Everything you do is sales. So if you're able to close, if you're able to persuade, if you're able to get your way in different interactions that you have, you just become a very proficient, high-level communicator. And this is something that's definitely going to help you do that. So stay tuned, and I'm excited to break it all down for you. And as always, if you're liking the videos and getting value from the content that's coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, make sure to smash that like button. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, leave your thoughts below, comment your thoughts or any questions that you have, and I'd love to engage in those with you as well. So with that said, let's get into the closer's mentality that you've all been waiting for. Here's the mentality of the best closers on the planet. And I've been one of them, self-proclaimed, and I've worked with a lot of them. And also, this is the mentality of very high-level entrepreneurs, which again, I've had the honor and privilege to work with or be in the same rooms as, and I've seen and observed this mentality in action, and I just want to give that to you here. And the mentality is this: the greatest closers and entrepreneurs on the planet take responsibility for selling, but also for the buying. So naturally, you might be thinking, what does that even mean? Well, the reality is this: most sales professionals and even most entrepreneurs and business owners only think about how they can sell the product, how they can market the product, how they can do their lead generation and prospecting, and how they can do everything on their end. But when it comes to actually buying, they think that's the prospect's job, that's the customer's job, that's the consumer's job. They're the ones that do all the buying. They're the ones that swipe their cards or give you the cash or whatever it is to transact with your product or your service. And that's where the biggest differentiator is. That's where the greatest closers and the best entrepreneurs and business owners on the planet are separating themselves, because they're taking on the responsibility for the prospect's buying. And what does that exactly mean? Well, let me tell you. Taking responsibility for the buying in any selling or business interaction or negotiation or whatever the scenario might be means that you're assuming the responsibility to help make that person make a decision on your product or your service. It means you're going to do whatever it takes to help that prospect make a decision on your product or your service. It means you're going to get creative and look at options and put yourself on their team, on their side, to help them figure out a solution as to how they can afford your product or service, as to how they can pull the trigger today, as to how they can make sense of that decision today. Because what are most sales professionals or entrepreneurs doing? They're doing their part, and then when it comes to the actual closing of the deal, the most important part of the sale, they're backing off and they're essentially asking the question, if that, and then letting the prospect make a decision. And at the sign of the first objection or the first barrier or the first challenge, they back out. They tell the prospect, sure, no problem. Yeah, just call us back whenever you're ready to do this, we'll go ahead with it, and whatever else that they might be saying. And I'm painting a very generous and nice picture here. The reality is often even worse than that. So taking responsibility for the selling and for the buying means that when it comes to that end part of the sale and you're asking for the close, you actually now take responsibility for the buying as well. You do whatever it takes and commit to helping your prospect or your consumer make the decision on your product or your service. And that is the closer's mentality that separates every great closer and every great entrepreneur on the planet with the rest of them. Now, believe it or not, the closer's mentality and taking responsibility for the selling and for the buying is a lot deeper than even what I just explained, and there's multiple layers to it. And I've dug deep over the past 10 years and actually have uncovered all the different layers and how you can apply this, and have gone on to teach it to over 500 sales professionals and entrepreneurs. And it's all in my sales training university and in my courses and programs, so it's too much to get into in one simple video. But I hope that what I covered here can give you at least the right direction to go when you're handling different sales situations, sales scenarios. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you want to apply this in your business. You want to teach this to your salespeople and to your team and to your staff, because this is the differentiator. If you can just at least head in the right direction when it comes to taking responsibility for selling and for the buying, you're going to differentiate yourself from everybody else in your industry, in the market space. And the saying is always, the first person, it's first mover's advantage, it's first business or first company's advantage. And if you're first to the space, you're dominating and you're winning that space. But that's not always true. It depends on how you go about your strategy and how you go about your product or your service or your industry. And this is one great way to differentiate yourself, whether you're first or you're not. So there you have it, guys. That's a very simple and broken down explanation of the closer's mentality, as I like to call it. And I hope you got some value out of that and you're able to apply this in your sales career and in your business. And for any more help, check out the description. There's a couple cool links for you to check out below. And of course, stay tuned for the next videos coming up, because there's always going to be a ton of content, and I want to continue helping the community through videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And as always, make sure to smash that like button, comment your thoughts below, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video.